Well, good morning, everyone. I hope you had a great weekend. I know we did as a family and as a church, the Journey Baptist Church. We had a great weekend. It was good to see some new faces out at service this weekend. And if you were there or were watching online, you know that I referenced this particular passage towards the end of the message just to accentuate or to punctuate the reality that we need to keep this vessel clean, this house, this temple of the Holy Spirit of God clean. We need to, and clean can be a lot of different things. In this particular passage we'll look at today is referencing our sinful bends, the things that we pursue, that we pursue that are outside of God's boundaries for righteous living. Many people today are trying to excuse those kinds of behaviors. The Bible tells us we need to clean those behaviors out. We need to do drastic things to make those things go away. But the message itself wasn't all about that. There's a lot of things that we do that keep us from being the person we ought to be. And so sometimes we need to clean house. Well, in this particular passage in Matthew 18, I never gave the reference during the message. Matthew 18, Jesus is speaking and he's talking about the reality that offense is going to come, that sinful behavior is going to happen, that bad things are going to be done to him. Personally, but then he also tells us that we need to take drastic measures to make sure that we eliminate the things that he died for, so that we're not taking advantage of him and his work and us. And so in Matthew 18, verse number 7, it says, "Woe unto the world because of offenses, for it must needs be that offenses come, but woe unto that man by whom the offense cometh." Then he shifts a gear here. Verse number 8, he says, "Wherefore, if thy hand or thy foot offend thee, cut them off, and cast them from thee. For it is better for thee to enter life halt or maimed, rather than having 2 hands and 2 feet to be cast into everlasting fire." He goes on and says, "And if thine eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life with 1 eye, rather than having 2 eyes to be cast into hellfire." Now remember this, Jesus isn't saying that everyone that sins with your hands, cut off your hands. He's not saying that everyone that uses their eyes to sin, pluck out your eyes. He's saying take drastic measure, cut off the avenue to that sin, create a boundary for yourself. The problem that the Jews had is they were creating boundaries for everyone else, but not themselves. They weren't creating boundaries that would keep them from sinning. They were creating boundaries that keep people from being able to get very close to the Lord. And so that's why it's a personal thing. Jesus is saying, hey, you know what your sinful bend is. And all of us have one, at least one. And so we have to know what our sinful bend is and be willing to take measures to block it off, so that we can enjoy the fullness of all that Jesus has given to us. What better way to start the week than to say, okay, I'm going to take measure. I'm going to clean house. I'm going to find the things that keep me from having a full and vibrant relationship with the Lord, from being completely connected to his work and his church and his people. What am I going to do to block off the things that keep me from that? That's how you're going to have a great day. That's how you're going to enjoy a great week, when we determine to clean house. And so my encouragement to you, kind of an extension of Sunday morning, is that we would consider where we need to clean house personally. I'm not going to list any. I didn't list any on Sunday because I didn't want you to think that if I don't list it, you don't have it, or if I list yours, I'm speaking to you. I'm just speaking a general truth about believers. All of us have an area that is not in line with what God would have. So let's clean house. I know that if we'll clean house, we'll have a better week. So I hope that helps you have at least a great day today.